Hi everyone, it's Bonner here from Canine Neuropark. Today we talk a little bit about how to keep your dog and yourself focused away from the fence. Neuropark has its physio stations, its grass fields and its adaptation maze with lots of native bushes. There are a couple of tricks of the trade. The first one is sound and treat. It's very simple. Make a sound and immediately present the food. Repeat this interaction a few times. Observe the focus of these dogs on my hands and my pocket. Their brains are like little scientists. Their brains predict that there's gonna be something important like food, and they point their senses in the direction. So when you show them there's no food, they'll walk away. This is the time to make the sound and see if that sound has latched onto the exploratory behavior. Then simply test again and repeat. This is one tool you can use when there is movement like dogs or people outside our fencing and the dog hasn't spotted it yet. The second tool is treat search. Simply present the food and slowly dribble a few treats right in front of the dog. And just like with the sound, repeat. When you observe that they're getting quite good at sniffing the treats out, present the treats and throw them away a little bit further, maybe 1 or 2 meters, and in a little bit higher grass. At this early stage, always ensure that they have visual sight that you're throwing the treats. As you progress, always make it a tiny little bit harder. Throw the treats a little bit further away, but ensure that they always have sight of you throwing the treats. In a minute or so you will see why that is important. Now let's use the two tools together in a situation where we have dogs around the area. Use both the sound and very obvious throwing motions and throw the treats right in front of their snout. Whatever you do, do not say a word. Do not look at the people or the dog outside. If you do, you focus on them and your dog will likely focus on them as well. Your sole focus at this moment in time is to have your dog focus on you and you focus on him. Make that sound and throw those treats. Your movement is very important to keep the focus of the dogs at you, not at these other things outside. Throw those treats upwards towards the maze, away from the outside distractions. Or if the outside distraction moves away, you can use the stations and throw the treats around the stations and so on. Get creative. Admittingly, I do this all the time with these dogs. These dogs are very used to it. So at the start, when you do this, you have to keep at it and work at it. So you probably be at the maze by now, away from the things. Whatever you do, these exercises are there to keep the dog's arousal levels lower. Now things can get a bit harder when people's dogs actually come to the fence. The thing is, the park is safe. Nobody can get through the fence or over the fence, and you can lock even the front gate so they can't come in, but still your dogs might run up to the fence, and so all you have to do now is use the sound and use your motions to try and get them away from the fence. And whatever you do, you get them as far away from the distraction to the other side or inside the maze. Whatever you do, you get them away. Do not engage with people. Do not have a go at them or anything like that. If you do that, if you get emotional, you will make it worse. That's when altercations happen, because you're telling your dog that this is important, and so they move with you. So whatever movement you do, try and be confident, try and move away, throw those treats to get their sight off these other dogs, and move into the maze. If you watch this video again without listening to what I'm saying and actually look at the dogs, you can see that the arousal level now is a little bit higher than before. So now our next job is to get them away from the fence and get the arousal level back down. This will help the dog and this will help you. Again, it's all about movement and actions. So the way you move will influence how the dog moves, and the way how the dog moves will influence how you move. We regulate each other's nervous systems because we're social species. That's why whatever you do in this situation, no matter how much you might be shitting your pants, and trust me, I was worried in this situation too with this video, you cannot show it. You concentrate on throwing the treats. In the worst case scenario, you take your dog on its harness and slowly walk him away from the fence. Once the situation is passed, you can work on other things. The more you work on other movements with your dog and yourself, the more abilities your brain has to make other predictions. That means to anticipate other things that can happen. If you only ever go everywhere and be worried about something, then that's the only anticipation, the only prediction your brain will ever make. So keep moving, keep trying different things, and things will slowly get better. That doesn't mean that you'll never be anxious again, or that these problems will not happen again. They will, but you will have more options, more movements, more actions that you can use, which will also influence the anxiety levels that you feel and the anxiety levels that your dog will feel. As always, that's what Canine Neuropark is for. We are a rehab park for the body and the brain. Enjoy.